Welcome back, beautiful people. If you're here for the kind of story that makes your heart race and your brain work overtime, the kind where every scene has a twist you didn't see coming, then you're in exactly the right place. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Comments are open. Drop where you're watching from. Because this story, it's different. This isn't just a romance. This is a thriller wrapped inside a love story. And by the end, you're not going to believe where we land. Let's go. Yuna Kang steps off the plane at Incheon International Airport on a Wednesday morning, 8 years after she left Seoul, and immediately spots the man who's been sent to kill her. He's standing near the baggage claim, tall, easily 6'1", sharp suit, no tie, hands in his pockets, with dark eyes scanning the crowd with the kind of casual alertness that only comes from years of practice. Yuna knows the type. Enforcer, probably ex-military, definitely dangerous. She walks straight toward him. Yuna Kang, he says in Korean. That's me. Choi Sung-jae, your uncle sent me. He doesn't offer to take her luggage, doesn't smile, just turns and starts walking toward the exit like he expects her to follow. She does. In the car, a black sedan with tinted windows and leather seats that smell like expensive cologne. Sung-jae drives in silence. Yuna watches Seoul pass outside the window. The city has changed in 8 years. Taller buildings, more neon, the same chaos underneath. How long were you in America? Sung-jae asks. 8 years, New York. Art school? Columbia. Art history and curation. He glances at her in the rearview mirror. His eyes are dark, unreadable. Your uncle is very proud, he says. Is he? He talks about you often, his brilliant niece, the one who got out. There's something in the way he says got out that makes Yuna's stomach tighten. Like he knows. Like he knows exactly why she left Seoul 8 years ago and exactly why she's come back now. But that's impossible. No one knows except her FBI handler. What do you do for my uncle? Yuna asks. Sung-jae's jaw tightens almost imperceptibly. Security. Security. Yes, that's a very broad term. He meets her eyes in the mirror again, holds her gaze for just a moment too long. Yes, he says, it is. The Kang family compound is in Seongbuk-dong, one of Seoul's wealthiest neighborhoods, untucked into the hills north of the city center. High walls, security cameras, a gate that requires 3 separate codes to open. Sung-jae pulls the car into the circular driveway and cuts the engine. Your uncle is waiting inside, he says. Yuna steps out of the car. The compound is beautiful, traditional Korean architecture mixed with modern glass and steel, gardens that look like they're maintained by a team of professionals. A koi pond with a stone bridge. It looks like a palace. It feels like a prison. Kang Min-seok is waiting in the main house. A sprawling structure with sliding doors that open onto the gardens. He's shorter than Yuna remembers. Grayer, but his eyes are the same, sharp, calculating, the eyes of a man who has built an empire by knowing exactly who to trust and who to destroy. Yuna, he says, opening his arms. She walks into the embrace, forces herself not to flinch. Uncle, he pulls back, holds her at arm's length, studies her face. You look so much like your father, he says. The words are a knife. Yuna keeps her expression neutral. Thank you. Come. Sit. We have much to discuss. Over tea in Min-seok's private study, Yuna learns exactly why she was summoned back to Seoul. The Kang family business, the legitimate side, the import/export empire that generates billions in revenue, is expanding into art acquisitions. High-value pieces from Europe and America brought into Korea for private collectors. Min-seok wants Yuna to run it. You have the education, he says. The connections. The American Polish that our clients value. I appreciate the offer, Yuna says carefully. But I've built a career in New York. You've built a career curating shows in a gallery that pays you $60,000 a year. Min-seok sets down his teacup. The sound is sharp in the quiet room. I'm offering you a division of a billion-dollar company, your own office. A salary that will make your Columbia classmates weep with envy. Yuna looks at her uncle. This man ordered her father's death. This man has spent 8 years consolidating power, eliminating rivals, building a criminal network that stretches across 4 countries, and now he's offering her a position inside his empire. Exactly what the FBI wants. "When do I start?" she asks. Min-seok smiles. "Monday." That night, alone in the guest house Min-seok has prepared for her, Yuna makes a secure call to her FBI handler. Agent Carter answers on the second ring. "I'm in," Yuna says. "Good. What's the setup?" "He's giving me the art acquisitions division. Full access to financial records, shipping manifests, client lists. That's better than we hoped. What's security like?" "Tight. Cameras everywhere. A man named Choi Sung-jae picked me up from the airport. He's one of Min-seok's enforcers." A pause on the line. "Choi Sung-jae," Carter repeats. "We don't have that name in our files. He's new. Or careful. Be careful around him. Enforcers are the most dangerous, they're loyal, and they're good at spotting threats." "I know." "Yuna." Carter's voice softens slightly. "You don't have to do this. We can extract you right now. Find another way." Yuna looks out the window at the compound. The gardens, the koi pond, the main house where her uncle is probably sitting in his study, are planning his next shipment of illegal weapons. "No," she says. "This is the only way." She hangs up. Monday morning, Yuna reports to her new office. It's on the 3rd floor of the Kang Group headquarters building in Gangnam. Glass walls, minimalist furniture, a view of the Seoul skyline that would make any New Yorker jealous. Her assistant is a woman named Ji-won, mid-30s, efficient, speaks perfect English and Mandarin. "Mr. Kang wants you to review these files first," Ji-won says, handing over a tablet. "Client portfolio, current acquisitions in progress." Yuna scrolls through the files. On the surface, everything looks legitimate. High-net-worth individuals buying expensive art. Galleries in Paris and London selling to Korean collectors. Standard transactions. But Yuna knows what to look for. The shipping routes are wrong. The insurance valuations don't match market prices. The provenance documentation has gaps that no legitimate dealer would accept. This isn't just an art business. It's a smuggling operation. Art shipments are the perfect cover for moving high-value contraband. Weapons components, classified technology, anything small enough to hide inside a crate marked sculpture or painting. Yuna pulls up a shipping manifest for a piece listed as contemporary bronze sculpture, 18th century replica. The declared weight, 847 kilograms. The insurance value, $280,000. A bronze sculpture of that size should weigh maybe 200 kilograms. The rest is cargo. She's looking at the manifest when someone knocks on her office door. Choi Sung-jae. "Settling in?" he asks. "Yes. Thank you." He steps inside, closes the door behind him. Yuna's instincts flare. Every training session at Quantico, every simulation, every warning about staying calm under pressure, it all kicks in at once. Sung-jae crosses to her desk, looks at the tablet in her hand. "Interesting reading?" he asks. "Client files." "Anything unusual?" The question hangs in the air between them. Yuna meets his eyes. "Should there be?" Sung-jae holds her gaze for 3 long seconds. Then he smiles, not warmly, just enough to be polite. "Your uncle wants to see you," he says. "Downstairs. Private meeting room." He turns and walks out. Yuna sits perfectly still for 30 seconds after he leaves. Then she picks up her phone and texts Carter. "He's testing me." The private meeting room is in the basement of the Kang Group building. No windows, soundproofed walls, a single table with 6 chairs. Min-seok is already there. And so is another man Yuna doesn't recognize. Late 40s, expensive suit, the kind of face that's forgettable on purpose. "Yuna, this is Mr. Park," Min-seok says. "One of our most important clients." Yuna shakes Park's hand. His grip is cold. "Mr. Park has a very specific acquisition request," Min-seok continues. "Something that requires discretion." "I understand," Yuna says. Park slides a folder across the table. Inside, Photographs of a painting. Renaissance era. Oil on canvas. A portrait of a woman in elaborate dress. This piece is currently in a private collection in Amsterdam, Park says. The owner is not interested in selling through traditional channels, but he might be persuaded with the right incentive. Una studies the photos. You want me to acquire a painting that's not for sale? Yes. That's theft. That's creative acquisition. Min Seok leans back in his chair. The art world operates in grey areas, Una. You know this. Provenance is often flexible. How flexible? The owner will be compensated, generously, through an intermediary. No legal risk to you or the company. Una looks at the painting again. This is a test. Min Seok is seeing if she'll cross the line, if she'll participate in the illegal side of the business, if she's truly one of them. If she says no, she loses access. The operation fails. If she says yes, she becomes complicit. And the FBI will have to decide if they're willing to let her break the law to get evidence. I'll need details, Una says. The intermediary, the compensation structure, how the piece enters Korea. Min Seok smiles. Sung-jae will provide everything you need. That night, Sung-jae appears at Yuna's guest house with a briefcase. May I come in? He asks. Una steps aside. He enters, sets the briefcase on the table, opens it. Inside, documents, shipping routes, financial transfers, names and account numbers. Everything Una needs to facilitate the acquisition of the Amsterdam painting, and everything the FBI needs to build a case. This is very thorough, Una says, scanning the documents. Your uncle doesn't do anything halfway. She looks at Sung-jae. Really looks, past the enforcer exterior, the cold professionalism, the carefully neutral expression. There's something in his eyes, something that doesn't fit. How long have you worked for my uncle? She asks. Oh, 4 years. And before that? Military. Intelligence division. That's a big career change. Military intelligence to private security. Sung-jae's jaw tightens again. That tiny tell she's starting to recognize. The pay is better, he says. Is it? He holds her gaze. For the first time, Una sees something crack. Just slightly, just for a moment. A flash of something that might be doubt, or fear, or recognition. You should be careful, he says quietly. Careful of what? Of who you trust in this family. Including you? Especially me. The words land like a confession. Sung-jae closes the briefcase, hands it to her. Everything you need is in there. Your uncle expects the Amsterdam acquisition to be finalized within 2 weeks. He turns to leave. Sung-jae. He stops, doesn't turn around. Why are you warning me? Una asks. A long silence. Then, because you remind me of someone I used to know. He walks out. Una stands alone in the guest house, briefcase in hand, and realizes something terrifying. Choi Sung-jae is not what he appears to be. And she has no idea if that makes him more dangerous or less. Over the next 2 weeks, Una executes the Amsterdam acquisition. She coordinates with the intermediary, a Dutch art dealer with connections to organized crime. She arranges the payment, $1.2 million wired through 3 shell companies. She organizes the shipping, the painting hidden inside a crate of antique furniture that clears customs without inspection. Every step of the process is documented. Every document is photographed and uploaded to a secure server the FBI can access remotely. Una is building a case that will destroy the Kang family permanently, but she's also becoming someone she doesn't recognize, the woman who facilitates art theft, who drinks champagne with criminals, who sits across from her uncle at family dinners and smiles while he talks about expanding the business into new markets, the woman who lies to everyone, including Choi Sung-jae. The painting arrives on a Thursday. Una supervises the unpacking personally, in a secure warehouse the Kang Group uses for sensitive shipments. The crate is opened carefully. The antique furniture is removed first. And underneath, wrapped in protective fabric, the Renaissance portrait. It's beautiful. It's also stolen property. Yuna photographs it, uploads the image to the FBI server along with the documentation proving its illegal acquisition. She's alone in the warehouse, camera still in hand, when Sung-jae appears. "Admiring your work?" he asks. Yuna slips the camera into her pocket. "It's a remarkable piece. Your uncle is very pleased. He's already arranged the sale to Mr. Park." "Good." Sung-jae walks closer, stops a few feet away, studies the painting with an expression Yuna can't quite read. "Do you ever feel guilty?" he asks. "About what?" "About what you're doing." The question catches her off guard. "I'm doing my job," she says carefully. "Your job is stealing paintings? My job is facilitating acquisitions for high-value clients." That's a very diplomatic way of saying you're a criminal. Yuna's blood goes cold. She turns to face him fully. "What are you accusing me of?" Sung-jae holds her gaze. There's something different in his expression now, something raw. "I'm not accusing you of anything," he says quietly. "I'm asking if you feel guilty, because I do." "About what?" "About everything I've done in the last 4 years." The confession hangs between them. Yuna's mind races. Is this a trap? Is he testing her loyalty? Is Min-seok listening through a wire? Or is Choi Sung-jae exactly what she's suspected for weeks? Someone who doesn't belong here either. "Why are you telling me this?" she asks. "Because I think you understand." Understand what? What it's like to be someone you're not. Yuna's heart is hammering. Every instinct tells her to shut this conversation down, to walk away, to maintain her cover. But there's something in Sung-jae's eyes, something desperate and honest, and so painfully familiar it makes her chest ache. "I don't know what you're talking about," she says, as Sung-jae nods slowly, like he expected that answer. "Neither do I," he says. He turns and walks out of the warehouse. Yuna stands alone beside the stolen painting, breathing hard, and realizes she just made a catastrophic mistake. She trusted him. For 30 seconds, looking into his eyes, she trusted Choi Sung-jae. And trust, in this world, is the most dangerous weapon of all. That night, Yuna breaks protocol. She doesn't call Agent Carter, doesn't upload her daily report, doesn't follow any of the procedures she's supposed to follow. Instead, she does something reckless. She runs a background check on Choi Sung-jae. Not through FBI databases. That would leave a trail. Through her own contacts. A former classmate at Columbia who works in digital forensics. A hacker she met during a case in New York who owes her a favor. The information comes back within 6 hours. Choi Sung-jae, age 32, Seoul Metropolitan Police Academy graduate, enlisted in the military after graduation. Intelligence division, as he said. Served 4 years. And then, nothing. No employment records, no tax filings, no digital footprint at all for the 4 years he's supposedly worked for the Kang family, like he doesn't exist, or like someone very deliberately erased him. Yuna stares at the screen. There are only 2 reasons someone's records disappear like that: witness protection or deep cover. Her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. "We need to talk. Tomorrow night. The Han River Park near Seongsu Bridge, 11 p.m. Come alone." Yuna reads the message 3 times, then she deletes it and decides to go. Hold on. This is where everything changes. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Drop a comment. Do you think Sung-jae is undercover? Or is this a trap? Let me know. Now. The meeting. The Han River Park is quiet at 11 p.m. on a Friday night. A few joggers, a couple walking hand in hand, the distant sound of traffic from the bridge overhead. Yuna arrives early, finds a bench near the water, waits. Sung-jae appears at exactly 11 p.m. He's not wearing his usual suit, just jeans and a dark jacket. He looks younger like this, less dangerous, almost human. He sits down beside her without a word. For a long moment, neither of them speaks. Then Sung-jae says very quietly, "I'm a cop." Yuna's breath stops. "Seoul Metro Police, major crimes." I've been undercover for 4 years trying to build a case against Kang Min-seok. He pulls out a badge, sets it on the bench between them. Yuna stares at it. Her mind is spinning, recalculating, reassessing every interaction they've had for the past 3 weeks. "Why are you telling me this?" she asks. "Because I know what you are too." Her heart stops. "You're FBI," Sung-jae continues. "You've been undercover since you arrived, probably longer. You've been planning this for years. And you're here for the same reason I am, to take Min-seok down." Yuna doesn't move, doesn't confirm or deny. Sung-jae turns to face her. "We're on the same side, Yuna. We've been on the same side this whole time. And if we don't start working together, we're both going to end up dead." "How do I know this isn't a trap?" "You don't." He picks up the badge, hands it to her. "But I'm giving you my real identity. If you wanted to, you could blow my cover right now. Walk back to the compound and tell Min-seok everything. I'd be dead by morning." "Why would you risk that?" "Because I can't do this alone anymore." His voice cracks slightly. 4 years, Yuna. 4 years of pretending to be someone I'm not. Of doing things I can never take back. I can't... He stops, swallows hard. "I can't keep doing this without someone who understands." Yuna looks at him. This man she thought was her enemy, who turns out to be the only ally she has in the entire compound. Slowly, carefully, she reaches into her jacket, pulls out her FBI credentials, shows him. Sung-jae stares at them, then he starts laughing, a short, shocked sound that's half relief, half disbelief. "We're both undercover," he says. "We've been investigating the same target from opposite sides. For weeks, without knowing." They look at each other. And despite everything, the danger, the stakes, the absolute insanity of the situation, Yuna starts laughing too. "This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever been part of," she says. "Same. We could have compromised each other's operations. We almost did. Your handler doesn't know about me? No. Yours? No." They sit together on the bench, 2 undercover agents who accidentally fell into the same mission and try to figure out what happens next. "We need to coordinate," Sung-jae says. "Share intelligence. Make sure we're not duplicating efforts or creating gaps Min-seok can exploit." "Agreed. But we can't tell our handlers. Not yet. If Seoul Metro and the FBI both try to take credit for this operation, it'll turn into a jurisdictional nightmare and Min-seok will slip away in the chaos." "So what do we do?" Sung-jae meets her eyes. "We work together. Off the books. And we take Min-seok down before anyone realizes we've been coordinating. It's reckless. It's against every protocol. It's exactly the kind of decision that ends careers. But Yuna has been alone in this for so long, and suddenly she's not." "Partners?" she asks. Sung-jae extends his hand. "Partners." They shake on it, and everything changes. That's where we pause Yuna and Sung-jae's story for now. 2 undercover agents, same target, opposite agencies, and now they're working together in secret. But working together means spending time together, and spending time together means getting close. And getting close when you're both pretending to be someone you're not is the most dangerous thing of all. Part 2 is where the operation escalates, where feelings get complicated, where one of them has to make a choice that could destroy everything. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a comment. What do you think happens in Part 2? Thanks for watching, beautiful people. See you in Part 2.